Let's move along now to the PFF preview. All right. We kind of hit this yesterday. Let's just take a quick glance at the line one more time. It's still at 6.5 points, so it has not moved. Okay. In terms of the money, 57% of the money is on the Vikings plus 6.5. That's changed a lot, is it not, boys? It's getting really, really close to that 50% mark because it was heavy. People were real heavy on the Vikings plus 6.5 last I checked. However, the money line, 82% of the money, 90% of the bets are on the Packers. I love that split. The fact that the money line is heavy on the on the Green Bay Packers, and the spread is on the Vikings. You're kind of getting a little more of that 50-50 split there. Feel a little bit better about that rather than both of those bets just swaying completely in Green Bay's favor. That's when you find yourself going, the public may be in trouble and we might be in trouble as well. The over-under is still at 41.5 to the best of my knowledge. That has not changed. Let's jump into the preview here. Let's talk our offense, our 11 personnel against their nickel defense. Let's start with the quarterback and the running back here. Jordan Love is your 7th highest graded quarterback at an 84.4. Josh Jacobs at 80.9 if he is indeed going to end up starting there for the Packers. They're showing Fitzpatrick as the starting tight end, but Emilio, we've talked about this, man. It's going to be Wiley in certain spots. It's going to be Fitzpatrick in others. It's going to be Musgrave in certain reps. I feel like Wiley is really earning himself a lot more reps. You're probably going to see him a little bit more than the other guys. At least that's what I want to see until something changes. But again, that's how your quarterback, running back, and tight end looks. Let's talk about what their linebackers look like, since that kind of matches up pretty well with the running back and the tight end. They've got Blake Cashman, 64.3, Wilson with a 59.0, so the 36th and 46th highest graded linebacker core. They do have B-Flow over there as DC, but I kind of like the way we look on the matchup here if Josh Jacobs is a full go, man.
Yeah, absolutely. The interior there's going to be, it kind of always comes down to the trenches. I think this game, again, we really need to kind of run the ball. It just seems like it's something we lean on every week. We need to make it happen. Jordan's got to spin it. But our matchups, they're not bad. You're happy with Tom. Walker's been good this year. Let's see what's up with Ryan, see if he can get squared away, not having to go up against Dexter Lawrence, and see if he's going to be able to hold it down at center there. Morgan, I'm excited for him. Get that number up a little bit, get some more reps. And, Wiley's kind of the Fitzpatrick of last year or the Brooks of the year before, when you kind of come in and then you almost have a niche in a role that we needed you to fill right that time. I'm hoping that he can keep doing it. He's a huge, fullback, whatever he is, tight end and we got to use him.
Yeah, and you can see Musgrave is continuing to struggle with 48.7. He had a lowered snap count last week. Of course, they're not going to use him as that H, line him up at you, bring him in at H, and run him like a fullback. That's going to be Wiley's spot, I would imagine. Fitzpatrick can do some of that too, but I think they'll probably continue to press into Fitzpatrick and Wiley moving forward. Let's talk about the trenches here a second, Tim. From left to right at offensive line, let me go back to 11 real quick. I apologize. From left to right, Rasheed Walker, 66.9, Aaron Banks, 59.7, Sean Ryan, 55, Jordan Morgan, 56, Zach Tom, 82. Zach Tom just continues to play damn good football. On their defensive front, Jonathan Grenard, who was upgraded to limited, like you said, Tim, he'll probably go this week, 70.7 on the edge, right? Then you got Hargrave at the nose at 60.7, Redmond in the 3-tech at a 69.7, and then Van Ginkel on the opposite edge at a 63.8. He's dropped off pretty dramatically. It seems like he's had a pretty good career up to this point, right? So, pretty decent when you look at his PFF grades over the course of his career. 58, 79, 61, 72, 91, 71, and now a 63. So he may be trending back down into the 60s, but nonetheless, to me, it looks like Grenard is their best edge rusher, grading out a 70.7 with last year being an 81.1. I believe they went and got him. Was it from Houston or Arizona or somewhere like that? Am I thinking right out of free agency? I believe they signed him.
Yeah,
I thought Grenard was Cardinals, right?
Might have been.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, you actually might be right, Cardinals.
So
one of those two.
That's how their defensive front matches up against our offensive line. Tim, how are you seeing that? Anything you guys want to add? Emilio, get your take on it as well.
Normally, I'm a big fan of let's try and run some outside zone or run off tackle, but I'm looking at this and let's run it between the tackles, man. It's going to be about the run game. And, you look at the backers too. We got Eric Wilson back there. you got to establish a run against Minnesota, but in the trenches, I'm really Sean Ryan's under a microscope in this game for me. This is going to be the game to really tell me if he's going to be that look at center going forward. With Big E going down with the foot injury and the surgery and all that. I'd like to see some running in between the tackles just to keep that defensive front honest in this game.
Emilio, one thing, and DJ Schultz in the chat. Thank you so much, buddy. He confirmed it was Houston.
It was Houston.
I knew it was one of those Southwestern teams, but Emilio, when you look at this, I like our matchup a lot better against this front because there's nobody out there named Dexter Lawrence. Redmond, pretty stout though, right? 75 last year, minimal snaps. This year, 69, not bad, right? 6'2", 291. He was undrafted, it looks like. However, boy, Dexter Lawrence wrecked shop last week. So maybe Sean Ryan can get a little breather this week, not having to go up against a Dexter Lawrence, right?
Mm-hmm. No, that's going to be huge for him because, you saw what happened to Glover. Obviously, it's tough to go against those big guys. Jalen Carter, Dexter Lawrence, same idea, dogs, and that's kind of where they've been the past 2 weeks, right? You go up against two stout interior D linemen. What's going to happen moving forward when you don't have that? Can we still get to your spots? Can you still get to the second level? Are you still able to, to turn them, get that outside leverage? And again, communication, snaps. We got to make sure that exchange is smooth between Jordan. How many times have they actually done it? Repping it out. All these things need to happen for him. Like Tim said, you're kind of under a microscope this week because we need to make sure that we're squared away moving forward. It's not like you have a bunch of other options, but it needs to happen that we know that we can count on him. And I think we can. I think that he's done all the work. He's been through the ups and downs prior to. This is his chance. I think he knows that. I think he's ready to step up and do it. And he's done everything else we've asked him to do when we've called him in earlier this year. So It's just, all right, now you're actually starting. You're going to be there. This is going to be your spot for the foreseeable future. There's not much else to it. So those interior three need to get that chemistry going, and we need to make sure that we can seal that up. If they get jumping, punch them in the stomach. On runs, we need to road grade and protect J Love.
Yeah. And something else worth mentioning, guys, they have the 13th best scoring defense in the league, and they're 8th in yards per play allowed. So they're a solid defense. You got to look a little bit beyond some of the final scores. Obviously, they're turning the ball over like crazy on offense, and that's why you see some of these scores inflated. That's why I like the points per play and the yards per play. But they are 31st in turnover margin. So they're just a turnover machine on offense. And who's to say that they won't protect the football this week? And this could come down to a one possession game, right? The first team to make the mistake loses. But when you look at our wide receivers against their corners, okay, leading the way for the Packers, that Z receiver we highlighted. If you guys didn't see it, go back and watch the video. We'll have it linked to this video and cut up the Christian Watson breakdown. He's our Z receiver predominantly. He can play F as well. He can play X. Just depends on what matchup you want to try to exploit at the time being. But 78.6, he's the 17th highest graded receiver in the league right now. Romeo Dobbs, 68.6. He is the 49th highest graded receiver. They're showing Wicks at a 64.9, 67th highest graded receiver. We know it's going to be Matthew Golden over Wicks. I don't know why they've got him in there like that. I would love to see kind of where Golden's at in that regard, but that's going to be our receivers most likely on the field if everybody comes out healthy. On their cornerback room, you've got Rodgers here, right? Isaiah Rodgers. He, over the course of his career, played pretty good football, 85, 70, 82, 73, but this year he's down a touch at a 65.9. He's a former 6th-round pick out of UMass. And then in the slot, they have got Byron Murphy Jr. Last year, one of these years don't belong, Emilio. You got 48, 64, 58, 66, 58, 73, now back down to a 54, kind of returning to his old form. And then, of course, they have Fabian Monroe, Moreau, I should say, on the opposite side, former 3rd-round pick out of UCLA. He's, mediocre at best, right? 43, 60, 52, 64, 57, 56, 62, 63, 65. I really like the way we match up against their corners. Their safety room, Harrison Smith's kind of hit the wall this year, boys. Yeah. I mean, hell of a career for my Fighting Irish right there. 84, 55, 87, 85, 75, 91, 79, 88. Now watch this. 88, 74, 77, 68, 68, 67, 55. And they kind of, I don't want to say they begged him, but they the way I understood it, they talked him out of retirement, like, hey, give us one more year. And it seems like he probably should have hung it up. Harrison Smith's not the same player. Doesn't mean he can't have a great game on Sunday, but and then you got Josh Metellus at the other safety spot is what PFF's showing. 43, 66, 85, minimal snaps though, 69, 65, and then a 56. Jordan Love might go out there and have him a game because
I was going to say, does somebody say run the ball and then shot play, shot play, shot play? Let's go.
3 tutters, 3-4 tutters.
Emilio, you go back. This is the same Brian Flores defense, right? That scheme that we cut up on New Year's Eve a few years ago, if you'll remember, right? I think it was Thanksgiving. Was it New Year's or Thanksgiving? I'm trying to remember.
It was New Year's.
Was it New Year's? We went out there and Wicks went off in that game, if I remember correctly. Right?
Yeah.
I think it was no. It was Bo Melton. Bo Melton was
the first 100-yard game.
Yeah, I think he was the only receiver that year with a 100-yard game.
Yeah.
It was Bo Melton, right? So there's something to the way Matt LaFleur knows how to attack B-Flow's defense. Now, he got the best of us last year, but I'm liking the way this stacks up, boys. What do y'all think as we wrap up the offense versus their defense?
Yeah, I think I'm happy with the offensive matchup against that. That's probably their strong suit. I think Tim was hitting on that earlier. Obviously, the Vikings need to kind of lean on their veterans. I think they have a lot more over there than they do on the offense. So, yeah, that's fine. But I think our offense can, put some work in on them. I love that we have Watson back. We have some speed. You got Dobbs. Let's do your thing. Matthew Golden. I hoping for a breakout there. Get your first touchdown. Get that monkey off your back so that we can kind of just move forward with that. I feel like that's going to be the next talking point. If Rashawn gets the sack or two, it's going to be, Matt LaFleur can't do. Matt LaFleur's, crushing Matthew Golden's career. It's never going to work out. So let's nip that in the butt before they can even get writing it. And let's let Matthew have a game.
I'm with it, man. Slot cross, slot fade, Wicks, MG. I don't care. Let's attack. Let's put pressure on, Eric Wilson and Cashman, the backers, and of course Murphy Jr. in the slot there. And then, when we get a good look, take that shot play, man. Because, I'm not going to talk any crap about Harrison Smith. I mean, that guy is, even past his prime, you have to consider him back there in the secondary just for the FBI and experience alone. But that being said, I'd like to test those safeties on the deep shots. I wouldn't be surprised if we hit on at least one or two of those in this game.
Yep. Yeah, and again, this is just PFF grades. So when you cross-check everything, their yards per play looks pretty good. They're top 10 in yards per play. All right, let's cross-check that with EPA per drop back allowed on defense, right? Passing defense. They're legit top 10, borderline top 5. They're right around the top 5. Looks like they're about the 6th or 7th mark here at just an even 0 EPA per drop back. When you look at the top of defense they run, they're playing cover 2 zone the majority of the time. That screams seam routes. Now, Tampa 2 can be involved with that, right? So think seam routes, what we call attacking the base and attacking the bunkers, right? Hole shots on the sideline, seam routes to attack normal cover 2. If they're in Tampa 2, what do you want to do? You want to make sure that you've got the 3 stretching the mic down the seam and then bring a dig on the other side, right? To kind of, you clear that space out, you take the dig. If the mic sits on the dig, you hammer the seam, right? You can also throw some smash concepts in and attack a corner route with a sit underneath. You can go slot fade, like Tim said, if you've got a 3-by-1 set, have the number 2 run the 9 fade, have the 1 sit, kind of giving you that Haas effect, and then attack with a climb or a post, a skinny post down the seam there. You want to flood those zones. Now, if they're in cover 2 the majority of the time, that's how you would attack that, right? Their second most run defense, it looks like, is a cover 6 defense. So they're going to show you a little cover 2, then quarter, half. You got to be careful because you could throw right into the teeth of the defense if your quarterback misreads that. You got to make sure you identify the half side and the quarter side if you're going to approach it that way. And then 13% of the time, they're actually in a quarters coverage. They do run cover 1 man 12% of the snaps. They're still showing that 0 blitz, that B-flow effect, right? 6% of the time, they're running 0 blitz, and they're actually in 2-man under 4% of the time. I would imagine that's 3rd and long situations there. So
cover 3, 19% as well. So watch for the sugar. They may use a little pre-snap sugar on you.
it's pretty wild to see how much they've pressed into cover two. That's what kind of catches me off guard. Now, I could be misremembering. Remember that number, Emilio, 26% cover two zone, 19 cover three. Got it? Let's go to last year now. Last year, the Vikings were 25% cover three, 24% cover two, 18% quarters. So they flipped those a little bit. They were a lot more even last year, cover three to cover two, right? So that's what's changed this year. So
leaning on cover two just a little bit more. Just that shell look really is what it comes down to. You got the two at the top, could be four, could be two, could be cover two man, and you just kind of get that look.
Make sure your quarterback has to read post snap, right? That's the name of the game there. And I think Jordan's seeing the field a lot better last week than he was the week before. And if they want to show those shell looks, like Tim started off the conversation with, hammer the rock a little bit, man. Soften them up. Get them to spin that spur into the box a little bit. Now you can kind of get them on their heels and start attacking through the air a little bit. So, all right. So there you go. There's the early PFF preview. Again, that's our offense against their defense. So what we'll do, since we're kind of out of time, we're winding down here, we will make sure that we hit the defense, our defense against their offense on tomorrow's show. Okay, so we'll break that down then. Is there anything else you guys want to hit on in terms of our offense versus their defense before we go into the giveaway here? Anything else? I mean, anything at all that's on your all's mind. And if you guys are watching this video back later, make sure you let us know in the comments what you think about how our offense matches up against their defense. Let us know in the comments. Hit like, subscribe, and click that bell icon so you don't miss any of the moments that we do go live here on PTA. Anything else y'all want to add to that conversation that I might be missing?
No, I think we covered it pretty well. You got we got some offensive threats that need to take advantage of that secondary. I think you got the physical mismatch with Christian Watson. You get a couple of those to break. Matthew Golden has 50 to 80 yard game and give him a touchdown. I would be super stoked about that. Let Jordan get 3 to 4 touchdowns, and we'll just move on to the next week. Thanksgiving Day, Clayton taking a nap before the game's even over.
Falling asleep with a plate on his belly on the couch, right?
No show because he's just out like a light.
And I like that point, though. Big shout out MG, man. I think we're going to get our first Matthew Golden tutter on Sunday. Shout out my brother from another mother. Tony is going to be at the game. He's coming up for the Vikings game. He's going to be there. So a little late belated salute to service. I hope he gets to see a Matthew Golden touchdown in person at 1265. It'll be awesome.
That's awesome. I'll tell you this, man. Y'all start mentioning Thanksgiving. It's that time of year for my announcement. I don't even know if it's an announcement anymore. I think it's just this is that hill I'm going to die on. All right. I need everybody to listen closely. Cranberry sauce out of the can, baby. Got to come out. I don't want none of that natural crap. I don't need somebody spending 2 hours trying to make cranberry sauce. Give me it right out of the can. I want it. The cheaper, the better. Give me the value. What time is it? Value time, baby. Give me that stuff.
Yeah. If you don't pick it up from Dollar General the morning of Thanksgiving, I don't want it.
If it's not 2 for $3, we don't want it. Let's go.
I want my cranberry sauce to take me back to that trailer park day in Springfield, Kentucky, aka Cumberland, Kentucky. Shout out the 606. Got a couple. Probably got a couple of those, Emilio, when we went to Red Deck Brawl. But yeah, take me back to the trailer park. I gotta have the canned cranberry.
Jordan says if it doesn't have the ribs in it, it's a wrap. I don't want it. It doesn't have the rib. It's
it's got to come out looking just like the can that it was in. Otherwise, we don't want it.
I want that stuff shaking like Jacob's employees over there at the office. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be shaking out the can. Look at Donovan Schilling. Canned is GOAT. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. Jason Weiss says the rest of us eat our cranberry sauce with one pinky up. See? You lose holler cred. You heard of street cred. You lose holler cred back home when you eat that stuff, man. You got to be careful with it. So Doug says, Clayton, you want the full jelly version or the loose berries and thick jam, man. I'm telling you, you got to have the can. You got to have the jelly version, man. Yeah. Got to.
If there's berries in there, that means it's fresh. We don't want any of that.
Yeah. Tatchison's got it right here, boy. 3 days later, make you a turkey sandwich, spread that stuff like jam.
Yeah.
Right, let's go, dude. You kidding me? I'm ready for the turkey comb. I'll tell you what else I'm ready for, boys. Let's do a giveaway here, man. I feel like it's been forever since we've done a giveaway. And this one is going to be a Josh Jacobs jersey card. All right. So this was
nice.
I'm trying to think if this was Rick Kruger that donated this. I think it was. It may have been Bates. I apologize. But this is a Max Impact Prism card. Josh Jacobs, all right, from Panini. And it's got a patch of the jersey in the card. Really cool piece of memorabilia. So
nice.
what we do
Emilio,
here.
how many times did you sneak into this giveaway, man? How many times?
I've tried to get in there 3 times. I think Clayton only allowed 1. But hey, if I win it, it's coming home with me, baby.
Yeah, well, you better have a buddy down there in Maryville that we can mail it to, because I know your address, sir. All right, all I got to say.
Scared money don't make money.
If you guys are wondering what the hell we're doing here and you're new here, we just like to give back to those who are supporting the channel. So if you're a member in the Patreon group, we put everybody's name on the wheel and give away pieces of memorabilia out of my stash here at home. And also, if you're a member on YouTube, we include those folks in here as well, man. Just a fun little way, like I said, to give back to those who have supported the channel. So somebody in the chat, give me a number between 1 and 10, and no, we're not using 6, 7.
How about these hands?
He says 6, 7. Ain't happening. From 1 to 10, guys. Oh,
4.
Dang,
Oh, wait, we got a 4 in there.
Got multiple 4s. Let's do it. We're going to shuffle it 4 times, so y'all can't accuse me of being rigged, even though you will anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's spin this sucker. The winner of the Josh Jacobs jersey card is
Big money, no whammy. Big money, no whammy.
Bungie Cheddar Bug.
Here's the guy.
Bungie Cheddar Bug, come forward and get your prize. So reach out to me on Patreon with a direct message. Or you can shoot me, if you're not on Patreon and you're a member in YouTube, shoot me a text, 865-658-5824. That is the Packer Fan Total Access hotline that we don't give out often because I get harassed on it occasionally. So, but yeah, Donovan Schilling said, that's Clay's burner. If I've ever heard one, you're probably right. So, and again, if you guys want to support what we do here, the best way to do so is just join our Patreon community, patreon.com/Packer Fan Total Access. Let's get that pinky off the thing before I throw up. It's patreon.com/Packer Fan Total Access. $3 get you access to the site, everything on there. The Christian Watson stuff that we showed you earlier, it was up there earlier today, so you get that firsthand or first dibs on it, and then you're kind of prepped for the show that night. We also got multitude of chats. We got fantasy leagues going in there as well. It's a lot of fun. It's a growing community, and just want to say how much I appreciate everybody in there. So, boys, appreciate y'all's time tonight. This was a lot of fun.
100%. Appreciate you.
All right, we'll be back tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central for PTA Live. We'll break down at some point. We'll break down our defense against our offense. I may do that early in the day, and we'll have plenty to talk about tomorrow as well. So, everybody, thank you so much for the time. Thank you, Older Than Dirt. Appreciate it. Says great job, guys. Take care. Thank you all so much. So, Dirt McGirt. It's a $3.99 per minute service on the hotline. Come on now, you're gonna get the feds after me now. That is not true, Turt. Okay, you gotta be careful with that. So, all right, everybody have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow. Like I said, hit like, subscribe, click that bell icon for us, and everybody have a wonderful evening. Emilio, give them the creepy Jacob wave.
Bye.
Here we go.
Nice.
Bye, guys.